it's Sarah here from So Sarah Style. I hope you're well. Just in case you're wondering what season it is, my friend and myself have come dressed as pumpkins. This is obviously my season completely. Being in autumn, loving autumnal colours, I have been having a ball. Well, actually, what's new? I make these coloured clothes all year round anyway, don't I? But there we go. So maybe I should start with what we're wearing, to be honest, since I've mentioned it. This is the Rituals shirt dress pattern. That the shirt dress that I've been making, and I am almost there. I literally have just got to put the buttons on. I've put these cuffs on, which were a slightly different colour to the cuffs that I had earlier, because lesson learnt, if you leave something for a while in my sewing room, it kind of disappears. So I lost the other cuff, so I had to cut some out of slightly different colour, but it still works really nicely. And then this is the Tessuti Amara top vest, sorry, I keep calling it a top, which I think goes really nicely over it in this deep orange, burnt orange boiled wool from Rainbow Fabrics. Now, the one thing I have found with this is usually the Amara top is about overlapped seams, and you don't have to do it like that. Depending on what your wool is like, you can either do the overlap seams if your wool doesn't fray, or you can bind it, etc. Well, I started off thinking that this wouldn't fray, but it actually is a fraying wool. So luckily I've done the seam as normal rather than an overlapped seam, and done the same on the shoulders, and then I've just top stitched either side of the seam. I'm hoping you can see that. I'll get some close-ups for later. And then I'm just going to have to bind the edges and the neck and the bottom. So it's a shame, because I did think that I could get away without having to do any of that, but it's already starting to show signs of fraying. But I think it looks really nice over that, and just to throw over anything kind of this time of year, it's another layer. Talking of layers, this that I'm wearing actually is a bit of a happy accident. So it was in the summer, I had in my mind the idea of, I'd seen a picture of a really oversized t-shirt which came down to about here with a matching coloured skirt underneath. So I'd got the matching coloured sort of, it was like a satiny, silky kind of, it was like a sand washed silk sort of fabric to go underneath. So like a lovely floaty skirt with an oversized t-shirt. Absolutely obsessed with that idea. So I made this t-shirt, and I used, it's a really nice t-shirt. I used a free pattern, and I meant to look it up before I came on, and I've completely forgotten to do that. So I will put the name across the bottom. It's a brilliant free pattern company. Lovely t-shirt, came together really well, and I tried it on, and I sort of held the fabric underneath to make the skirt with, and it just didn't suit me. I think it's the proportions. It was way oversized. And it was down here, and I think if you're perhaps taller, you can get away with it, but it just looked like I was wearing somebody else's t-shirt. So it got left in the corner, and then recently, I think it's the latest Fibremood magazine, and it's called the Fibremood Abina. I think, again, if I've got it wrong, I'll put it across the bottom. It is just an oversized t-shirt. The difference is that that's a raglan sleeve, which I do really love a raglan sleeve, but I thought, I'm not buying any more patterns. I'm just going to, so I've literally just lopped about 6 inches off the bottom of this t-shirt, and all of a sudden now it's kind of got a new lease of life, because I really like the look of the idea of the Abina. People have made it in all sorts of different fabrics. Excuse me, no, that is, I've got someone's coming in. It's actually the wind, because I've got the window open. I've made it in, they've made it in all sorts of different fabrics, in sort of boucles and fleeces and everything. What an amazing layering piece. It's just, at the end of the day, it's a t-shirt. So I've put a neckband, I think that's got a neckband which gets folded in. This is just a normal t-shirt neckband, but because it's in a French terry, it's heavier than a normal t-shirt. So you can wear it on its own, or you could put stuff over it as well. I'll show you a little bit later. I've got another top which I think looks really nice over it. This also looks nice over the dress. So to be honest, I am going to be making some more sort of t-shirty type tops in sweatshirt fabric, just as I say, as a layering piece. So that was it. That's what I'm wearing, and that's what my friend's wearing. So the thing really that I've come on to show you is my reveal for the Sew Upcycle 24 challenge, which is run by Becky Notes of a Sewing Room and Karen So Little Time. So thank you so much for running it. It's a really good idea, really, upcycling any old bits that you've got. So I had some old bits of curtain, and I've made it into the Blackbird Fabrics Bestie Bag, which is here, which I've been so excited to show you because I absolutely love. I'm really, really pleased with it. I quilted the fabric. It's this sort of very strange mottled, it's like a coppery colour, beige and copper. And I quilted it, used this zip from the rag market, and then I had this fabric which was left over from when we did Aladdin, so making sort of waistcoats for Aladdin. So it's got the double pocket inside, and then excuse me, the single pocket on that side. Really, really useful. And I'm not exaggerating when I say I have used this every single day since I made it. I just had to empty all my junk out of it to show you. For scale, this is how it sits on me. I did think when I'd seen the pictures online, I did think that it might actually be a little bit big for me, but now I've already got used to it and can obviously fit plenty of junk in there. I used the well, it's just a little slider there, and what I tend to do, and I've read some people say the same thing, it does actually slide down a bit too easily, so I just thread it back through again, and that just secures it, so it doesn't look too bad. It still hangs down fine, and that just secures it whichever length I want it. What else to say? It's a pretty easy, straightforward sew. Well, it is an easy, straightforward sew. There's a few steps, but there's an absolutely brilliant sew along, which I would highly recommend that you find on YouTube and follow along, because that just kind of saved me, really. Just explains how to do the lining and everything. It came together beautifully. I haven't done the top stitching. They recommend that you top stitch around the edge, which I think if I hadn't got quilted fabric, I definitely would do, because I like the look of that, and also to top stitch around here. But I did try and top stitch this, but there's that much fabric. I just thought, I think it's going to look messy, and I don't think it necessarily needs it. I think it works without it. So that is my absolute favourite. Well, it is my bestie bag. I don't think I can beat this one. I'm so pleased with it. However, obviously I wanted to make another one, so I had some fabric which I think I might have mentioned in my last vlog, and it is leopard print fabric, and they seem to have created I had a bit of a problem with interfacing. Please help. Seem to have created a baby leopard. Here it is. Carry under my arm. It's literally been sat in my sewing room like that, thinking when I come in, oh, there's definitely a baby leopard curled up in the corner there. I think I've used the wrong interfacing. I did want it to be quite stiff. This is the Balboa fabric from Pound Fabrics, and I really love it, and I love the whole thing in theory. I've got the matching zip, I just put that in, and the lovely silky brown lining. Oh, it's all going to be lovely, but it's way too stiff. I cannot walk around with that. Look at the size of it. It's absolutely ridiculous, and it doesn't feel particularly nice either. I wanted it to be, because I didn't want to quilt it, because I didn't want to ruin the Balboa, really. I didn't want to put lines through it. It might look all right quilted, but my decision was not to quilt it. And I had read, you see, I don't know much about bag making. That was my first bag. I'd read people talking about foam, so fusible foam. So I ordered some, and this is what came through. Now, having made that, I've realised that this is probably for when you're making things like sewing machine covers, or those bags that you actually, maybe laptop bags, and those bags that you want to be really quite stiff, and they have a purpose to be, you know, standing up on their own or whatever, not everyday slouchy animal print bags. So that one obviously is discounted. This isn't wasted, because I'm just going to find some time in the evening with a decent light and unpick it, because I want to obviously save the zip, and I want to save as much fabric as I can. This is the bottom bit here. It's not actually sewn in yet, and I don't think that fleece, look, it didn't even adhere very well, so that's supposed to be iron on. Well, look how easily I've just peeled it off, so I can save the fabric, but it's definitely too floppy to be on, sort of to be not interfaced. So the other one I have is, I think this is probably the stuff I need to use, and I think I must have used this for a quilt way back when, because I've only got a small piece of it, but this is fusible fleece, so I'm assuming that's probably what I should be using. For those of you who know better, please help. The other thing I've got which might sort of work and stiffen it a little bit, is this. It's called Cotton Buckram, and it's definitely fusible. So that's the sticky side, and then it's like a cotton on this side. I've got a huge roll of it, which I bought years and years ago for about £5, thinking, oh, well, when I get into bag making, that might work. But again, it just seems a bit, is this supposed to be for curtains? I don't know. I don't know much about interfacing. I find it really confusing. So those are my options. Or do I just quilt? Do I just quilt it because I want it to have a bit of depth, but it is a really, really thin. It's a really thin fabric, so please help. I think I might just get some more of the, I think the fusible fleece is the way forward, isn't it? Anyway, I'm sure you'll tell me. So yeah, I'm going to spend some time taking that apart. I absolutely love it in theory. It's going to be a gorgeous bestie bag. Once I get the feel of it right, I suppose. It's got to just, I don't want it to slump too much, but I certainly don't want it to do that. So anyway, that's enough about that one. So those are the two bestie bags. Would absolutely highly recommend the pattern, because I genuinely do not want to use any of the bags now. It's the perfect size. They do a smaller one as well. They do like a mini bestie, but I don't think it's needed. I think this is just really lovely. So this is the sort of slouchiness that I want, but without quilting. So please help. So the last thing I was going to show you was another top to go underneath this, because as I say, this is going to be now one of my favourite kind of, just to make a little sweatshirt t-shirt to go on, and my favourite layering piece. So bear with me, I'll be back. This is the Romy lantern sleeve top from Tianas closet that I made in the summer, and this is the great thing about making everything in similar colours. Everything goes together when you put it together. So I really am pleased with this. As I say, as a layering piece, I think it's going to get a lot of wear, so that's just another idea. But if you didn't want to, well, use a free pattern, or I really think the Fibremood Abina top is very cool with the lantern sleeves. Anyway, that is it for today. I think I will leave you there, and I will catch up with you soon. Take care. Bye.